Guys, back for another video. So, I was recording, and I realized my phone was at 4, so I'm like, okay, I got my portable charger, so I'm going to plug it in. And I set my tripod up, started to get recording, and I realized I didn't plug my phone in. So I got to the boot up test on these two devices, and the phone died. So, that sucks. But, luckily we weren't too far into the video, so we're going to do this again. I want to make a video today on my iPad 5th generation, since it is long due. Especially with the newest iOS 16, it is lagging a bit long with my iPad 7. My iPad 8 performs smooth, so that processor chip between those two really made a difference there. So yeah, let's boot these devices up. And I pointed out in my previous small video before it ended, was that this device turned on after this one, even though I held the power button at the exact same time. Now this is pretty common, as the devices after the iPad 6 generation tend to do that. However, they still boot up first. So I'm going to show you that now if it happens again. I'm going to press 1, 2, 3, boom. Both are pressed. These are both at 100%. As you can see there, I'm going to let go of this, and that one boots up late. Completely normal. Before my phone died, this one booted up first, even though that was the case, because it's a little newer. So let's see what happens. Both boot ups are very fast. Very. Okay, and that time it was this one. But, you know, it's close enough. Perfectly close. So you can see there, this iPad is at 100. And so is this one. But we are not going to be using this one very much today, the 7th gen. So I'm going to unlock them. Okay. Boom. We're going to unlock this one. Okay, we're unlocked. I want to show this. This device has some problems just loading things fast. It does, you know? It's an older device, so specifically the weather app is pretty slow, but along with my iPad 7th gen here, already connected to the Wi-Fi network, as is, well, this one did, but it was about 10 seconds later. So this one's a lot slower. Okay, the weather widgets are loaded on this device, as is, these ones aren't. So there's already kind of a little comparison for you. Both devices, like I said, are at 100. Here's this device kind of screen. And then here's this device. You can see those weather widgets already loaded. And these are both booted up before this, so I am not given any advantages. The weather widgets still have not loaded. But we did get the calendar widget loading here. So, as you can see, our weather widgets still haven't loaded on this device. So I'm going to open them up here on this device. We're going to go... Okay, still didn't. We're going to go into here, and here's where we can see a little bit of the lag, although it's pretty dang smooth. I have this video filming in 60 FPS, so you're not seeing all the real-time stuff. See, there's that lag. As stuff starts to render in. Lag. Pretty dang bad, too. No, my iPad 8th generation does not do this. It's smooth up on boot up. These ones are real slow. And now this one loaded in, so let's take a look. This one was worse yesterday. I don't know about today, though. So let's go here again, just for equal results. This one, still, I mean, it's slow. It's not even usable, really. This one... Like I said, we're going to have to wait for that rendering process, kind of, in the back, for things to update. But you can see it's even slower, even before that lag occurs. So let's see if it does occur. We're swiping through, going to check out our weather. And this one's still ridiculously slow. This one's doing a little bit. Oh, there it is. See, and that's what I mean. My iPad 8 does not do it, but my iPad 7 does. So there's a big difference there. And I don't know if these devices in this state will get iOS 17. Like I said, there's not much out on it yet, but this is slow. This is actually, I have an iPhone 6 and it's a lot faster than this, if I'm really saying. So this is pretty slow for a device on Apple's end here. And it doesn't, ooh, okay, example. Now, it's working. Smooth. Still not as smooth as my iPad 8, but it's smooth. Working condition smooth. I mean, flowing. And this is, like I said, filmed at 60 FPS. You can see, so you're seeing real time here. 60 FPS is the frame rate of this device, 60 hertz. So, it's pretty smooth now. This one is still laggy. So, I mean, this is just what I'm saying. It's going to get smoother over time. Even going to your days here, you see some of that lag. I mean, just you do. But you can use the device. You can always see that slight lag scrolling. But it'll eventually clear up. Like right now, it cleared up. It's just that rendering process that takes some time. And see, it's not even sunny in that location right now. Let's see, sunset, 7:29. Right now, it is 7:09. It is sunny in that location, I'm sorry. It just kind of seemed odd. But, okay, so there's that. Everything's rendered out, so I should... And then this one dropped 1%. This one didn't, so... This device is older, though. I've had it for longer. So I'll put the iPad 7 over there, and if I need it, I can pull it out for any instance. But the iPad 7, I feel, still could be capable of running iOS 17. Because it is. It's newer chip still than 5. But 5, I do feel, too, if it was like the performance update, they definitely could run it on this device. So, let's take a look just at the speed of this. Here we're looking, I want to go back into this weather app. Okay. As you can see, we're going pretty fast. Here's my portable charger, which is at 95. We're going pretty fast now. We're scrolling, so if I want to search, see that lag at a couple seconds. Let's put Las Vegas, Nevada. See, it's working. You know, it's a good device. It is. The new updates are amazing. How they're fully kind of on here still. So, I mean, everything is here. So that's amazing. It's just slow. It's an old device. Look at it. Pretty slow. Going through here. So yeah, there's that. You can see those cracks there too. That happened. This glass is old, you guys. That happened while putting on my case. So opening and closing the widget is very fluid. And like I said, again, the 5th time, this is a 60 frames per second video. So you can see that when exiting and opening this app, as it's done pretty quickly and smooth. Now, if I go in here, you're going to see this is not 60 FPS. This is more like 1 frame per second. Or 0 frames per second, honestly. Honestly, it's 0. So you can see the lag there. I can't even scroll through my forecast. I have to go like this if I want to. And even then, it realizes when my finger leaves, but not when I drag, which is really weird. And it does. If I hold it there, it moves. But this is the app that I like to test on all my devices, because really it does work when doing this. If I do this, it works. And it realizes my hand's touching and leaving. Touching and leaving. But when I go like this is when that lag, that processor needs to work to quickly load that information. So if I go here, I think I clicked that, yep. Now we go wind, for example, you're going to see the same anomaly kind of here. Just my hand, it's a little quicker, but leave, push, it works. But when scrolling, that lagginess kind of takes over. This is not apparent on the iPad 8 and older, or the iPhone, not sure about that, but probably the iPhone 8. I think it's fast too. So probably just this 7, which doesn't even run it, so the iPhones are a little better. But this device actually has an older processor in it than the iPhone 7, which wasn't even allowed on this software, which is kind of crazy, in my opinion. This device is really older, so the iPhone 7 would have probably performed better than this device, which is really weird. So, again, opening and closing these widgets works very quick. Same with opening and closing apps. Now, let's go to Safari and look at Apple's website. There's a good wait. It's even hard to type because it's just a little laggy. Okay, here we are on Apple's website. As you can see, that 60 frames per second video action is paying off because it is full frames on the iPad. It's very smooth going on the site. Let's go to iPhone. iPhone. Here's a website where it's still dumping snow, guys. It's like a wet sleet-like snow. It's just crazy. So that took a second to load. You can see these. Ooh, and there's where that kind of action comes in with that processor. We're taking that information, taking the Wi-Fi network, and really pushing it. You can see the slight lag, but it's handling it well for the amount of movement we have on this site. So there we go. There is that little movements as we scroll through. Handled it pretty well. So I'm gonna go iPad. Loading up this. Let's go iPad Pro. I want to kind of go through that slideshow thing. Maybe that's not a thing on there. Let's go Apple, iPhone, explore all iPhone. Oh, that just gives us this. iPhone 14, 14 Pro. Will that give us, let's see. Here's another one where we're going to have some images loading. So here, as you can see, that's real-time movement. Here, this is pulling up these images. So if I go back, it's going to redo those images again. You got the 5G. Everything is moving. This is a massively moving site. So it's a lot of power for this device to kind of put in. And it's handling it just fine. So really, it's your initial things that's going to harm you. Your initial things that's going to, take time. Like going into weather or opening Safari. Those are the things that are going to take you a minute to do. But everything else is really fast. So I can go home, swipe, swipe, swipe. App Library. I didn't click it twice. App Library.